Hello, lovely souls. Hello, lovely souls. Hello, lovely souls. I am Happy Singh, and I am so happy to have you here with me today. We are just getting everything set up, making sure everything working smoothly. While we'll wait for more people to join, how is your day going? Drop a message in the chat and let me know where you are joining from. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am a divine healer based in Los Angeles, California. Through pranic healing, I help people with their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. If you are interested in learning more about your past or future, we offer astrology birth charts, a reading, as well as we also perform the ancient Vedic pujas to resolve doshas and bring balance and harmony in your life. You can visit my healing center or book an online session or via WhatsApp. All the details are available in the description below. I was just sitting and thinking the other day, and something really hit me. People nowadays are so quick to avoid accepting the truth about their own failures, and instead they start blaming others. You have probably noticed this around you too, right? Do you know someone like this? Or maybe do you think people today are more likely to take responsibility for their actions? Or are we just quick to point fingers at others? Before we move deep into it, I want to give you a little hint about today's live session. Did you know that people who practice self-reflection are scientifically proven to be happier and more successful? Just think about that for a second. Today we are going to look deeper into that fact of life. And I will be sharing a personal story. This is not just a session. It is one of the real truth of life. We all go through this at some point. And I am going to show you how we can shift our mindset and take ownership to truly achieve success. So what if I told you that the reason you are stuck in life is not because of your boss, your partner, or your circumstances? It is because of you. Let us be honest for a second. How many times have you felt like life was not going your way because of someone else? Maybe you think your boss is holding you back, or your partner is not supporting enough. Maybe you feel like the world is against you, but here is the reality. It's not them. It's not any of them. It's you. I want to share an incident I witnessed many years ago. I went to a hotel for an event, and something shocking happened right in front of my eyes. Just a few minutes before the guests arrived, the manager and the front desk staff was excited, explaining to them how well maintained the hotel was. They praised the manager for his leadership and highlighted how the team always ensured everything was in perfect condition. It was a moment filled with confidence and pride. But then, during the event, a serious issue arose. The guests discovered that the air conditioning in their rooms were not working properly. And that is when everything changed. There was a heated discussion before the guests and the hotel staff, including the maintenance supervisor and the front desk. All the staff was there. As the conversation escalated, I watched how quickly everyone began pointing fingers. Nobody wanted to take a responsibility. The guests blamed the front desk staff for not informing them about the issue, while the front desk staff shifted the blame to the maintenance team for not fixing the problem sooner. In the midst of all this, the manager stood there looking overwhelmed. What struck me the most was how the whole team turned against one person, the maintenance supervisor. They all said it was his fault that the air conditioner was not fixed in time. Just a moment ago, the same manager who was hailed as a hero now stood as a victim of the blame game. This incident opened my eyes to how easily people can change their minds and drop all blames onto one individual. It reminded me that when something goes wrong, it is important to look at the bigger picture and recognize that everyone plays a role in a situation. Instead of blaming one person, we should work together to find solution. This kind of situation is not just limited to hotels. You will see it happens all around us. In the news, in celebrity gossip, even in politics. Let us take celebrity for an example. How often have you heard stories where a celebrity wears something that doesn't sit well with the public, and all of a sudden the blame shifts to the designer? The celebrities start getting hate for their dress, but instead of taking responsibility for their choice, the entire conversation shifts, and suddenly it is the designer who is at fault. The truth is, there is a whole team behind these decisions, stylish, managers, and even the celebrity themselves. But it is much easier to point fingers at just one person. The same thing happens in politics. A politician might make a decision that backfires, and instead of owning up to it, they will blame their advisors or someone else on their team. You will often hear things like, "It was not me, It was the advisor who misled me. It is like a cycle where no one wants to take responsibility. So the blame keeps shifting until it lands to someone who becomes the scapegoat. Before we understand the next topic, I would feel blessed if you like, share, and subscribe to this my YouTube channel. If you find my words of wisdom helpful in your life, beautiful life journey. This way we can spread healing and positivity to even more souls. Now, why do we blame? Blame is one of the easiest thing we do. When something goes wrong, it is always easier to say it's their fault. It is a defense mechanism that protects us from feeling like we have failed. But when we constantly blame others, we are actually giving away our power. We are saying, I can't fix this because it's someone else's fault. Let us take a moment to think around our own lives. When was the last time you blamed someone else? Drop it in the chat. We will discuss that later. We all have done it, and that's okay. But what I am here to talk about is how this habit can actually hold us back. Think about the culture we live in, social media. Social media has given rise to something called cancel culture. It is all about blaming others for mistakes and refusing to forgive. But let us turn the lens inward. How often do we do that in our personal lives? Now here is where it gets controversial. What if I told you that the victim mentally is becoming a trend? Yep, it is easy to fall into the mindset that everything happening to you is because of other people's. How many of you are feeling like victims of circumstances? Be honest. I know it is not easy to hear, but the truth is sometimes we use blames as a way to avoid responsibility. This blame game, we have all played it at some point. And that's okay. I am not here to say I have never done this myself. I used to be the same, especially when I was younger, during that phase when I have huge responsibilities like building my career and figure out life. But then I used to blame others. Because of you, I don't have a time to work on my own goals. Or because of him, I am falling behind. Or even because of you, I am not where I want to be. I have said it to my friends, families, relatives, the people working around me. But then I realized something important. I was not accepting my own role in my failures. I was behind because I am not taking ownership. Once I accepted that and started changing my habits, it completely transformed me. Now, I am not saying that you can change yourself in a minute. It takes time to really understand and embrace this shift. But if you start making those changes today, imagine where you could be in the coming 5 years, you will see a completely different version of yourself when you look in the mirror. What I really want to talk about today is how this habit of blaming others can hold you back and how we can overcome it. Speaking of which, have you noticed that the rise of cancel culture on social media these days? Let me explain you that is. Cancel culture is when someone makes a mistake or does something controversial, and instead of offering understanding or a chance to improve, people pile on the blame, often ruining careers or reputations. It is like a modern form of social punishment where no one takes time to see the bigger picture and we are quick to judge and blame. Now think about how often we do the same thing in our personal lives. We do not just cancel celebrities, we cancel friends, family members, even ourselves by blaming others and not taking responsibility. There is a powerful shlok from the holy book Bhagwat Gita where Lord Krishna says, Atmana Atmanyanam na Atmanyanam avsadeyat Atma evhe Atmanam bandhu Atma eripu Atman. It means lift yourself by yourself. You do not degrade yourself. You are your own best friend and you are your own worst enemy. This shloka reminds us that the key of success and happiness lies within us. It is about recognizing that our growth, failures, and progress are in our own hands. Blaming others only weakens us, but taking responsibility empowers us. So let us stop pointing fingers and start focusing on ourselves. It is not easy, but trust me, it is worth it. Once you take control, you will see the difference in every part of your life. Now, I know what are you thinking. Okay, I understand the blame game, but how do I change it? How do I improve myself? Well, here comes the key, the power of self-reflection. Self-reflection is your way out of this blame cycle. The moment you start reflecting on your actions, everything changes. You take your power back. You begin to see where you can make improvements and what is when real growth starts to happen. Let us do a quick exercise. I want you to think of a situation where things did not go your way. Maybe you didn't get the promotion or you were hoping for, or a project did not turn out the way you wanted. Now ask yourself, what role did I play in that situation? This question is tough because it forces us to face our own shortcomings. But you have to trust, once you start confronting those, you are already on your way to change. Here are a couple of questions you can ask yourself during this self-reflection exercise. What was my role in the outcome. Did I give my best efforts? Or was those something I could have done better? Was I fully prepared? Did I take all the necessary steps to ensure success? Or did I leave something out? What did I learn from the situation? Even if I didn't go as planned, what valuable lessons can I take away from it? How did I react when things went wrong? Did I look for a solution or immediately start pointing fingers? What can I do differently next time? What concrete actions can I take in the future to improve this outcome? This process is hard because it forces you to confront your own habits. But once you start doing it, take my words for it, it is a life-changing. Here the takeaway, that stop complaining, start acting. So simple 3 steps you have to take next time when you feel such situation, why you are lacking behind, instead of complaining, and ask yourself, what can I do to make this situation better? First, admit that you had a role in the situation, even it is a small. Acknowledging your part is the first step towards change. It is about owning your piece of the puzzle, no matter how tiny it might seem. Next, focus on finding solutions instead of excuse. Instead of saying, this didn't work because of them, start asking yourself, what can I do differently next time? The minute you switch from blaming to problem solving, you regain control over the situation. Finally, do not wait the perfect moment or ideal conditions. Take one small step towards a solution today, even if it is minor. Action creates momentum, and before you know it, you will already be moving in the right direction. As we wrap up today's session, I would like to share more powerful shlok from the holy book Bhagwat Geeta. It's a very powerful shlok. I will tell you the meaning for that. This is in Sanskrit. Bandhu atma atman tasya yan atmana jet anatman tu shatrutave vate atma shatruvat, which means, for one who has defeated the mind is the best friend. But for one who has failed to do so, the mind will remain the greatest enemy. In short, self-reflection leads to self-mystery. When we control our mind through reflection and mindfulness, it becomes our greatest friend, guiding us towards success. On the other hand, when we fail to control our thoughts, our mind can lead us towards negativity and self-blame. Thank you all for joining me today. I am sharing these thoughts because I have personally gone through the same struggle. I know how easy it is to get caught up in blaming others. But once you start reflecting and taking a charge of your own actions, you unlock a path to personal growth and success. If today's session has helped you in any way, I encourage you to share it with others who might need to hear this message, and subscribe me to my YouTube channel for more life truths. Let us spread awareness and inspire more people to take responsibility and create positive changes in our lives. You can also join me on the WhatsApp channel by sending this message. I want to connect. All the information, the number, website, my address is in the description. We will keep you updated and share more helpful words of wisdom. See you all soon, lovely souls. Until then, have a happy and prosperous life with my blessings and the universe blessing. Happy soul.